for MonsterMania 4. 32 of the best diecast monster trucks in history are going down racing tonight, and one of them's going to come out MonsterMania 4 champion. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure, if you haven't already, crush that subscribe button, turn on notifications, because we're about to lay down one of the most historic nights in MTA history. 32 trucks and drivers ready to go. The fans in the stands getting geared up. Tonight is jam-packed, action full, ready to throw down to become MonsterMania 4 champion here tonight. Who's it going to be? We're about to find out, ladies and gentlemen, because now round one kicks off at MonsterMania 4. Coming to the line first is Greg Durbin and Brutus. He's going to take on Matthew Riley. Monster Mutt Husky ready to go on the far lane. He's locked and loaded. Two dogs going to throw down in round one action here to kick off MonsterMania 4. Both trucks are staged at the line as we get set for green down the stretch. Monster Mutt with a slight lead. Durbin trying to play catch up. Gets out of shape through no man's land. And Monster Mutt Husky, your first winner in tonight's MonsterMania 4 event. Matthew Riley will advance on in the round two competition. The Brutus machine on the trailer for the rest of the night. Next up in round one, Sawyer Ramsdale, the sudden impact machine. The kid took it all the way in danger zone, trying to put sudden impact back at the top of the heat here tonight. The Ford out of Frackville, Pennsylvania. Dragon ready to go on the inside lane. Who's taking home the win to go to round two? Both trucks stage now. Here's the green light down the straight stretch. Now they're dead into the first jump up and over no man's land, and what a race it is, all the way down to the finish line. An incredible matchup here in round one competition, ladies and gentlemen. Both trucks made smooth passes all the way down to the finish line as we take another look at it right here in our photo finish. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Jeremy Spriggs at Dragon over sudden impact here in round one. The Dragon's coming back into round two. Next up in round one at MonsterMania 4, the veteran himself, Mitch Brown and Bigfoot out of Pacific, Missouri. He is now staged on the inside lane. Over in the other lane is Justin Lamb, the Midnight Rider, ready to rock and roll. Can he knock off an old rival in Bigfoot? Green light goes down now. Midnight jumped him off the line. Bigfoot trying to come back on him now over the cars, and Midnight Rider upside down in the shutdown area. It looked like downtown Mitch Brown came from behind. The Bigfoot Ford gets the win here in round one over Justin Lamb and Midnight Rider. We're going to go back down and take another look at the MTA replay. Off the line, Justin Lamb pulled the whole shot on Bigfoot. Watch now as they go to the first jump. Mitch Brown trying to put down the big Ford horsepower. Flies high up and over no man's land, the far lane. Justin Lamb and Midnight Rider out of shape over the last set of cars, turning it over, and Mitch Brown and Bigfoot, your round one winners. So the Ford out of Pacific, Missouri, advances on in a round two competition. The crew's going to get Midnight Rider scooped up off the track. He'll be back at the next event, no doubt. Next up in round one, new kid on the block, Eric Latiki out of Spring, Texas. The King Crunch Chevrolet will draw up against the veteran, Aaron Church at Dragonoid, ready to go on the far lane. He's trying to get a big win here tonight and put Dragonoid on top of the mountain. No better place to do it than MonsterMania 4. Who's it going to be? Dragonoid and King Crunch. Green light goes down. Now they're even off the start slightly to King Crunch, trying to gather it up across the cars, and look out, Dragonoid upside down in the shutdown area. Aaron Church laying it on the line here tonight. Rolls the truck over and as well picked up the round one win over King Crunch. Next up in round one, Pete Piscadlo, the Pure Adrenaline Ford, ready to go on the inside lane. Made a huge impact at the Revenge Show just a couple of months ago. He will now take on Joey Andrews out of Hagerstown, Maryland. Black Stallion 2000 in the far lane. A battle of Fords here. Green light goes down. Stallion got the whole shot. Pure Adrenaline trying to come back, but it's not going to be enough. And Joey Andrews and Black Stallion advance on in a round two. Pure Adrenaline on the trailer here tonight. Tough break for Pete Piscadlo and Pure Adrenaline. Next up in round one, we've got the return of Jason Craddock and Gas Monkey. Came so close to winning another Thursday Night Thunder event this past week. He is now ready to take on Preston Hurd. Zombie ready to go on the inside lane on the old Iron Outlaw chassis. What's he got for Gas Monkey on the far lane? We're about to find out, ladies and gentlemen. Green light going down. Off the line they go now. Gas Monkey throwing the full lead. Zombie's coming back on him. No, he's close. Down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen. Craddock had his hands full, but he pulls it out in the end. Gas Monkey will advance on in the round two competition. Next up in round one, Wyatt Anderson making his MonsterMania debut. The brand new Flash Fire machine making its debut here tonight. And new chassis up underneath that truck, ready to rock and roll. He is going to take on Savannah Zillogy, the beautiful 41 Willies. Little Miss Dangerous here in round one. Stage at the line as both drivers get set for green. Off the line they go now, down the straight stretch. They're going to the first jump. They're pretty much even now, slightly to Flash Fire and problems. Little Miss Dangerous upside down. got a little cattywampus through no man's land, turned the truck sideways, and kicked it up over the sea container, and a tough break for Little Miss Dangerous. Nonetheless, moving on with round one, Charlie Stevens returns. The built Ford Tough Blue Thunder ready now to take on Aftershock, the Chevrolet stage over here on the inside lane. Jake Ehrlich behind the wheel of that beautiful Chevrolet coming out here tonight. Ford versus Chevrolet, round one at MonsterMania. Who's taking the win? Green light goes down now off the line. They're dead even slightly. The Blue Thunder now over the car. Aftershock coming back on them. And what a ride it is. They were pretty much even off the start. Blue Thunder started to pull ahead, but Aftershock pulls out the Chevrolet horsepower in the near lane. What a great race here in round one as we go back to our MTA replay. Off the line there, Blue Thunder starts to pull a slight lead down the straight stretch, maybe by a truck length. Watch right here as they go over no man's land. Aftershock coming back to the Chevrolet horsepower right there at the line. Ladies and gentlemen, that is close, but the officials give Aftershock the winner over Blue Thunder here in round one. A great race nonetheless. Blue Thunder on the trailer. Next up in round one, Joseph Nelson returns. The Destroyer Ford making its rounds here. Now stays at the line against Jamie Hurd, the longtime MTA veteran. The brand new Taurus was much success for him several months ago, getting that big win. He's ready to go in the far lane. Taurus and Destroyer now. Green light goes down. Taurus got him on the line. Destroyer trying to come back over the last of the car. What a smooth pass by Joseph Nelson and Destroyer. He made up the ground over the last set of cars. Jamie Hurd and Taurus had his hands full. A smooth pass in his own right. Let's go down to our MTA photo finish. Your winner, Joseph Nelson and Destroyer. Look at that suspension working over the last set of cars. He gets the round one victory over Taurus. Next up in round one, Nathaniel Wiggins returns in the Traxxas T-Max, now staged against last year's MonsterMania 3 winner, Jalen Buford. USA 1 Chevrolet stage on the inside lane. Who's moving on to the round two competition? Stage now, down the straight stretch they go. The USA 1 pulled a lead now over the car, then turns it over. What a ride for Jalen Buford. USA 1 on the inside lane. He was running Traxxas T-Max hard out of that inside lane, turning the truck over on that last set of cars. As we go back down now to our MTA replay, from the whole shot, USA 1 had the lead on him. Watch right here as they start to go up and over no man's land. USA 1 shoots to the inside of the track, closer to the wall, gets cattywampus on that stack of cars, turning the truck over. The officials are going to get him right side up. The crew's got some thrashing to do to get him back for round two. Next up in round one, Jeremy Hiles, the Escalade machine, got his first Thursday Night Thunder Championship this March season. He now draws up against a man who took on 2 Thursday Night Thunder Championships in his own right this season. Rich Wagner and the Gravedigger ready to go on the far lane. Who's taking the win in round two? We're about to find out. Gravedigger and Escalade. Green light goes down. Now they're even off the start of the first jump over no man's land. We got a race here, and I do believe Escalade has upset the veteran early in round one. Wagner parks the Gravedigger on top of the rock pile in the shutdown area. He did get eliminated, but officials confirm. Escalade moving on into round two as he takes out the veteran. Next up, speaking of veterans, the Cowboy from Hell, Timothy Cantwell and Bounty Hunter. The Ford out of Tonganoxie, Kansas, and 2021 Holiday Havoc champion now staged to take on the Chevrolet and Cyclops. Austin Wagner behind the wheel. What's he got for the Ford in the far lane? Green light goes down now. Bounty Hunter got the whole shot. Cyclops coming back on him over the last of the cars. And Austin Wagner and Cyclops has upset the veteran here in round one. Bounty Hunter on the trailer, and we're going to see Cyclops back for round two competition here tonight at MonsterMania. Next up in round one, we've got the return of Rudy Zilligy, the Rage Chevrolet coming to the line. He will now take on Brian Prazak and Monster Patrol, now based out of St. Cloud, Minnesota. Brian Prazak and Monster Patrol hasn't been having much luck out here on circuit here as of late. He's trying to knock out Rudy Zilligy and Rage. Green light goes down, back on the low side, down the straight. That's Monster Patrol with the lead. Rage coming back on him now, and Rudy Zilligy trying to shut it down, hitting the van stack in the shutdown area. Picks up the round one victory over Brian Prazak and Monster Patrol. They're packing it up here tonight on the trailer early in round one. Next up in round one competition at MonsterMania 4, the veteran himself, Johnny Redlaw, the 2021 Revenge Champion, Excalibur at the starting line. Ready now to take on a girl who's been making her up-and-coming rise on the MTA Circuit, Olivia Cantwell, Scarlet Bandit. Here's the green light now down the straight stretch, and Bandit's got a lead on him over the car. Excalibur came from behind and picked up the win over the last set of cars. Ladies and gentlemen, what a ride for both drivers throwing it down here in round one at MonsterMania 4. Going back to the MTA replay, off the line, Olivia Cantwell, Scarlet Bandit, had the lead going down the straight stretch. Watch that far lane as Johnny Retlaw putting down the horsepower up and over no man's land to the last jump at the line. Your winner, Johnny Retlaw and Excalibur. He'll put Scarlet Bandit on the trailer here tonight. Next up in round one competition, Roland Cantwell returns out of Tonganoxie, Kansas. The brand new Iron Outlaw coming to the line. He will now take on Jimmy Ferguson, the 1957 Chevy Bel Air out of Columbus, Michigan, over there in that far lane. Ford and Chevrolet matchup. Who's going on to round two, ladies and gentlemen? Green light goes down. Avenger and Iron Outlaw down the straight stretch. They're even. Iron Outlaw pulling the lead now over the last set of cars. Keeps it under control. And Jimmy Ferguson turns the truck over on the last jump, getting it in the bus stack in the center of the track. Iron Outlaw, your round one winner over Avenger. Next up in round one competition, we've got the return of Brandon Copeland, the brand new Wildfoot Ford out of Pacific, Missouri, the current Smashdown champion, staged on the outside lane. He's now taking on a kid who's been making a big name for himself, Walker Stevens, and son of a digger out of Poplar Branch, North Carolina. A foot versus a digger. Green light goes down that straight stretch. They go, they're dead even down to the first jump over the cars, and son of a digger pulls it out. Right there in the end, over the last set of cars, Walker Stevens will put Wildfoot on the trailer, ladies and gentlemen. And now we're going to go ahead and get ready for round two competition at MonsterMania. We started with 32 trucks. We are now down to 16. It's anybody's ball game out of the 16 trucks. We're getting things kicked off here tonight in round two with Monster Mutt taking on the Dragon. Matthew Riley looked bad fast in round one. He's ready now to take on Jeremy Spriggs, the Dragon out of the far lane, who will advance on into round three and one step closer to the MonsterMania 4 championship. Here's the green light now down the straight stretch. They go. Monster Mutt pulling a lead now over the last set of cars. It was close, but Matthew Riley looks like he picked up the win over Dragon. I'm not sure from up here in the booth as we get ready to head over to our official photo finish camera. Your winner in round two, Matthew Riley, Monster Mutt Husky. Next up in round two competition here at MonsterMania 4, we've got the return of Aaron Church, Bakugan Dragonoid, ready to go. Rolled the truck over earlier tonight. The crew got him back. He's now set to take on a rival, Downtown Mitch Brown and Bigfoot out of Pacific, Missouri. The Ford stage on the inside lane. Who's going to round three? Green light goes down, and they're off to a good start. They're pretty much even. Bigfoot now pulling a slight lead. Dragonoid coming back. Look out! What a ride for Aaron Church and Dragonoid. Did a moonwalk all the way across the floor in the shutdown area, ladies and gentlemen. I was too busy watching that, not knowing who won the race, ladies and gentlemen. Going back to our MTA replay, off the line here, Bigfoot starting to pull a lead halfway down the straight stretch. Watch right here as they go up and over no man's land. Aaron Church trying to come back on him. The rear tires hit the last set of cars, and watch him ride it on the nose all the way till he got to the wall. And he had no choice at that point to hit the brakes before he got into that wall protection. Aaron Church out of the truck, he's A-OK. MTA track crew and officials down there to roll Dragonoid back over. That's not what he wanted to do here tonight, but he knew Mitch Brown and Bigfoot was going to be a tough candidate here in round two competition. Track crew getting him right side up. The damage done to Dragonoid, but it's not for a lack of trying. He almost had Bigfoot's number here tonight at MonsterMania 4. Moving right along with round two competition. Next up, Jason Craddock returns. Gas Monkey at the starting line. It's been a strong truck all year long since its debut at the start of 2023. Over here on the inside lane, Joey Andrews with a brand new Black Stallion 2000 under him. It's been working good for him. It's anybody's ball game. Green light goes down now. Gas Monkey with a hold shot, trying to hold out a lead on Stallion. Coming back now. Look out, Andrews in trouble. What a violent roll in the shutdown area. Joey Andrews may just had enough to come back on Gas Monkey out of the inside lane. We're going to go back down now and check out our MTA replay. Right here off the jump, Jason Craddock and Gas Monkey with the whole shot. Holds out about a half a truck lead on Black Stallion. But watch when they go over no man's land. Here comes the Ford out of Hagerstown, Maryland, putting it down. The rear tires got kicked up right there hard on the cage. Maybe a little bit of body damage, but Black Stallion will advance in the round three competition. What a great race it was. Next up in round two, Jake Ehrlich returns after a controversial win over Blue Thunder in round one. He's now ready to take on the Flash Fire Machine, the brand new truck driven by Wyatt Anderson on the inside lane. Two Chevrolets going to throw it down here in round two. Green light goes down now. Flash Fire pulling a lead on Aftershock, coming up the last set of cars, and Flash Fire, Wyatt Anderson up upside down in the shutdown area. Got crossed up on the last set of cars. Look at Aftershock up on the van stack in the far lane. He was going for it, trying to chase down Anderson in flash fire. Not sure if he had enough looking back at our photo finish. And while he was on his way over, Wyatt Anderson in flash fire, your round 2 winner over Aftershock. Next up in round 2 competition, Joseph Nelson returns from that come-from-behind victory in round 1. Destroyer, ready to go on the inside lane of the Ford, ready to take on last year's MonsterMania champion, Jalen Buford, USA 1 Chevrolet, out of St. Cloud, Minnesota. Both of them want it bad. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the green light Ford Chevrolet. Chevrolet with the lead. Destroyer coming back. It's going to be close down to the wire. USA 1 loses the wheel. Destroyer turns it upside down into the rock pile. What a race, ladies and gentlemen. Both these drivers throwing it down. Oh my word, these guys hammering down to the finish line. USA 1, right front tire sheared clean off the spindle. Ladies and gentlemen, Destroyer's up in the center of the track, crossed up in the shutdown area, hit the rock pile and sent the Destroyer for a ride. Incredible matchup here in round 2, Ford versus Chevrolet. Who got the win? We got to go back to a replay and find out, ladies and gentlemen. Right here off the start, USA 1 had a strong lead. Destroyer coming from behind yet again here tonight. Watch the far lane. USA 1 hits hard on the front end. Right front tire goes off the truck and loses it. And Destroyer right here into the rock pile in the center of the track. Destroyer, your round 2 winner over the USA 1. What an incredible race, ladies and gentlemen. Next up in round 2 competition, the return of Jeremy Hiles and Escalade coming to the line. New kid on the block making a big name for himself. He will now take on Cyclops, the Chevrolet out of the far lane. Austin Wagner behind the wheel, who advances on into round 3. We're about to find out. Green light goes down. Cyclops with the whole shot. Escalade trying to come back on the moment. Does over the last set of cars, ladies and gentlemen. Jeremy Hiles getting the win here in round 2. Escalade moving on in the round 3 competition. Cyclops hanging right there with him. Just didn't have enough in the tank. Here tonight at MonsterMania 4. Next up in round 2, we've got the return of Johnny Redlaw, the Excalibur machine, coming to the line, ready to take on Rudy Zilligy and Rage. The Chevrolet looked fast in round 1. He knocked out one of the best in the business here tonight. He's trying to do it again with Excalibur in the far lane. Who's it going to be going on to round 3? Green light goes down now. He's even off the start. Rage now pulling a slight lead over Excalibur, turning it over in the shutdown area. Redlaw in trouble. Rolls the truck over, got crossed up on the last set of cars, and Rudy Zilligy and Rage, your round 2 winner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to close out round 2 action, we've got the brand new Iron Outlaw Ford out of Tocantins, Kansas. Looked wicked fast in round 1. Roland Cantwell ready to go on the inside lane. He will now take on Walker Stevens, the kid's fast. Son of a digger out of Poplar Branch, North Carolina. Who's going to round 3? The green light getting ready to go down. Down the straight stretch they go. Now they're pretty much even down to the first jump up and over the cars. And what a race! Son of a digger rolls it over. What a matchup! Both these drivers shooting out to the finish line like nobody's business. Walker Stevens caught the bad end of the stick, rolling the truck over. Not sure who did get the round 2 victory. Looking at the replay here, ladies and gentlemen, off the line, Iron Outlaw got son of a digger down the straight stretch. Watch right here as they go up and over no man's land. Stevens out of shape, noses over hard. It's close, down to the finish line, but Roland Cantwell, Iron Outlaw getting the win over Walker Stevens and son of a digger here tonight. As he turned the truck over, the crew's going to be thrashing. He'll be back better than ever at the next MTA event. And ladies and gentlemen, we hope you have enjoyed MonsterMania 4 thus far. A lot of great racing action, close finishes, and wicked crashes. We still got more racing to go. Round 3 action here at MonsterMania 4 is coming up next. Don't go anywhere, buckle your seats, because the action's only going to get better from here. We'll be back after the break. What's going on, MTA fans? If you're looking to get in on the action right here on the MTA YouTube channel, look no further. I'm about to tell you guys just how you can sign up to get in one of these races. Head over to the link in our description, and that's going to take you right over to our Facebook page where we hold registration for all of the MTA events. And hey, while you're there, crush that subscribe button. Be sure to turn on the notification bell so you stay up to date with everything that MTA is doing. From new custom truck builds to special events and giveaways, you don't want to miss any of the great action MTA has to offer. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and I'll catch you guys down the road. And welcome back to MonsterMania 4 here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of great racing action still to come. Round 3 starts now with Downtown Mitch Brown and Bigfoot, the Ford out of Pacific, Missouri. ready now to take on Matthew Riley. Had the first race of the night, knocking off Brutus. He finds himself in round 3 against Bigfoot, the Husky, ready to go on the inside lane. Who's it going to be going on the semis? Bigfoot takes on the Husky. Green light goes down. Now they're even off the start of the first jump over no man's land, and Husky pulls it out in the end. A nice wheel stand across the finish line. Mitch Brown and Bigfoot going toward the outside wall, shutting it down over the last set of cars. Bigfoot got out of shape, leaving the room for Matthew Riley and the Husky to take home the round 3 victory. Next up here in round 3 at MonsterMania, Joey Andrews returns after that wild crash in round 2. So did Wyatt Anderson have a wild crash in round 2. Flash fire the Chevrolet Astro van in the far lane. Joey Andrews, the black stain Ford out of Hagerstown, Maryland, inside lane. Anybody's game here. Green light goes down. Flash fire with the lead black stain coming back on him, and what a race! What a great race it was, all the way down to the wire. Wyatt Anderson had trouble shutting it down, getting into the other trucks down there in the shutdown area. Joey Andrews, what a quick time pass in his own right. Let's go down to our MTA photo finish to determine a winner, and it's going to be, that's close, ladies and gentlemen, Joey Andrews and Black Stallion. He will advance on in the semifinal competition. Next up in round 3, we've got the return of Jeremy Hiles, knocked off the legendary Gravedigger early tonight. He will now draw up against Joseph Nelson, Destroyer Ford out of Michigan, ready to go on the inside lane. Monster Mutt Husky, Black Stallion already in semifinals. Who's going to join him? Escalade taking on Destroyer. Green light goes down now, and they're both off to a good start. They're even to the first jump over the cars, and Destroyer Joseph Nelson will knock out the Escalade here in round 3. Putting the old bling bling machine on the trailer. Destroyer moving on into the semifinals. Next up to close out round 3 competition, Rudy Zilligy and Rage finds himself against the new kid on the block, Roland Cantwell, the brand new Iron Outlaw Ford out of Tonganoxie, Kansas. On the inside lane now is Rudy Zilligy and Rage. The Chevrolet's been looking strong all night. Both trucks ready to go. Ford versus Chevrolet now in MonsterMania 4 to close out the round 3 competition. Green light goes down now, and off the line, Iron Outlaw with the whole shot. Rage trying to come back on him. It won't be enough, and Iron Outlaw, Roland Cantwell in semifinal action here tonight at MonsterMania 4. Rudy Zilligy and Rage on the trailer here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And then there were 4 here at MonsterMania 4. Semi-final action is coming up next. Monster Mutt Husky, Iron Outlaw, Destroyer, Black Stallion. The 4 trucks remain out of 32. One of them's moving on to the finals and one step closer to the championship. Who's it going to be? We find out. Semi-finals are next. Back now with MonsterMania 4, ladies and gentlemen, we are down to the semi-final action. 4 trucks remain in our first matchup. Joey Andrews and Black Stallion out of Hagerstown, Maryland, now ready to take on Matthew Riley, the Monster Mutt Husky stage on the inside lane. 2 of the fastest trucks here tonight, ready to lock it down for semifinals. One of them's going on to the final round. Who's it going to be? Black Stallion and the Husky stage at the line. Green light goes down now, off the line and go. Husky with a slight lead, Stallion right there with him over the last of the car. Walk out, Husky upside down and pogos it on the rear end into the shutdown area. Black Stallion had a hard time shutting it down. Gives King Crunch a love tap there. Look at the replay. Husky did get Stallion off the line, but Joey Andrews wasn't letting it go easy. Even all the way to the first jump through no man's land. Look at the air here. Husky gets crossed up into the bus stack right there. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't get much closer than that. But the MTA officials confirmed Black Stallion is your winner out of the far lane by inches over Monster Mutt Husky after that incredible showdown, and what a ride Matthew Riley just took. Nonetheless, Black Stallion moving on to the finals. Next up in semifinal action, Joseph Nelson and Destroyer, the come-from-behind kid. He has come back and won every race that he lost at the starting line. He made it up in the shutdown area. He now takes on Roland Cantwell, Iron Outlaw. 2 Fords going to throw it down here in semis. Who meets up with Black Stallion in the finals? Green light goes down now and off the line they go. They're pretty much even, slightly to the Outlaw. Destroyer coming back. What a race. Ladies and gentlemen, what a race. Destroyer may have just done it again over the Iron Outlaw. A come-from-behind victory. Let's go down to our MTA photo finish to confirm a winner. It was close, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure. Your winner, Roland Cantwell and Iron Outlaw out of the far lane by about a tire length. over Destroyer. A great race, ladies and gentlemen. But speaking of great racing, I want to remind you guys, tomorrow night on the Midwest Madness YouTube channel, 32 of their best trucks and drivers are going to be throwing it down for the Sudden Impact Championship tomorrow night. Again, the Midwest Madness YouTube channel. Head over there, crush their subscribe button, turn on their notifications. If you can't get enough Diecast Monster Truck Racing, be sure the Midwest Madness YouTube channel is the place to go and check it out tomorrow night for the Sudden Impact Championship Showdown. And get ready for some great racing action on the Midwest Madness YouTube channel. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the finals here at MonsterMania 4. Who's going to walk away as champion and make history here tonight? Is it going to be the new kid on the block in a bad, fast Iron Outlaw Ford out of Tonganoxie, Kansas? Or is it going to be the other Ford in the other lane? Joey Andrews, the Black Stallion Ford, ready to go out of Hagerstown, Maryland. It's a Ford Oval Shootout this year at MonsterMania 4. The drivers want this win bad. It's their chance to make history or be history. They've been bad, fast, and consistent all night long. Who takes the win here tonight? Ladies and gentlemen, Iron Outlaw takes on the Black Stallion. It's showtime here at MonsterMania. Stallion got the lead on Outlaw, coming back over the car. It's close. What a race down to the wire. Over the finish line, ladies and gentlemen. Outlaw got crossed up over the last of the cars. Andrew's trying to shut the truck down before he got out of shape and in trouble. Ladies and gentlemen, what a race. Who got the win? I'm not sure as we go back to our MTA replay. Stallion got the whole shot from the inside lane. Watch Outlaw there in the far lane making a comeback here. Up and over no man's land. Both trucks still dead even to the first jump. Watch right here's the finish line and Stallion pulls it out over the Iron Outlaw. He gets the win by inches or by a nose of the Black Stallion Ford. Ladies and gentlemen, Iron Outlaw put up a good fight in the other lane. Roland Cantwell got crossed up. But ladies and gentlemen, please help me in congratulating your MonsterMania 4 champion, Joey Andrews and Black Stallion. And ladies and gentlemen, what a great night of racing action right here on the MTA YouTube channel for MonsterMania 4. Thank you to everyone who's ever subscribed to this channel and helped us build what we are. If it wasn't for you guys, we would have gave this up a long time ago, and I truly mean that. Thank y'all for watching. Be sure if you haven't already, crush that subscribe button, and I'll catch you down the road. See you next time.